So anybody that's seen me play in the past year or two, you know how much I love my Firefly guitar, my LP Junior. And when I got it from them, it had a set of P90s in it, and I put GFS mini humbuckers in it, like I usually do if I get a guitar that has P90 size pickups in it. And it fit right in. The rings just popped right in those P90 holes. So then I decided to get one of their gold top Les Pauls with P90s in it and put the GFS mini humbuckers in it so that it would be like my old Les Paul Deluxe that I had to sell back in '07. This was the original P90 cover. As you can see, it fits right in that hole. This is the mini humbucker cover, and it does not. Too big. You know, if they're gonna make these damn things with robots, you would think they could get 4 holes that would match. So here's the challenge. I need to take that and I need to make it into that. So how the heck am I gonna do this? Alright, just superimpose this onto here. I was gonna try to do it upside down so I was working down into the dished side and it would help to protect the front more, but that just proved to be problematic for several reasons, none of which I can remember off the top of my head. So now we got that. That's what we're going to draw on, and this is what we got to draw onto it with. So they're 2 different sizes, so I'm centering up the length as best as I can, and then taking a piece of tape along the side to even up the sides and true them as best as I can, and just try to kind of center them. So I match my lengths up, make sure there's the same amount of overhang on either end, right up against the other one like that. Boom. Do the same thing on the other side. Theoretically, that should be close. Now, I'm going to trace out what's in there. Nice silver colored ballpoint pen. You can hear my kitty in the background trying to convince you that he is not eating all day. Isn't that right, Shroomy? You're so neglected. I don't even have to look at him to know I'm being stared at now. Okay, so there's my little trace mark. And I'm going to take one of the screws from the mini humbuckers, shove it down in here like that, give it a good push. Same thing on the other side. Peel these off. I've got this. And you probably can't see them on the camera, but there's 2 little marks from where the screws went right there. And all I'm going to do is put a dot on the top of each one of them. And you end up with something that looks like that. And we're going to take this X-Acto knife here, and we're going to take one of these. I'm going to put my fingers at one end. I'm going to use the X-Acto knife to go the opposite direction of my fingers at no point in time where my fingers are going to get near that blade. Actually, if I'm going to go down the sides, I'll hold it on the other side. If I'm going to go down one of the ends, I'll hold it on the opposite end. Okay, this, I don't even recommend anybody do this, but this is just, I mean, this is sketchier than sketchy. But this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm doing it. And I'll show you the progress as it goes along. Then you got that. And don't you know I forgot to go out and do the holes first? I will on the second one, but I'm going to run out to the garage to put the holes in this one. You'll notice I left myself some meat on the inside of them lines. That's so I can sit down with a hand file and make it look nice, and I don't have to be too pressured about it. Okay, here's how it's panning out. There's the one that hasn't been touched with the files yet. The one on the bottom is the one that I made and filed all the edges on, and the one above it is the one that came with the pickups. I am very glad that I did not drill the holes. Something kept telling me not to. The pickup fits in the ring snugly enough, and there's such a shallow pocket to put them in that I believe it's not going to be a matter of adjustment other than maybe poles. Here it is sitting in the original ring that came with it. And there's what it looks like attached to the new ring that I made. If I have to raise the pickups any once I get them into the guitar, I'll just put a little styrofoam underneath them to hold them in place, to keep them from going any lower. They're not going to fall upwards. It's pretty tight in there. I mean, it's not going anywhere. Anyhow, this was my attempt at doing this, and it saved my project for me because I had already wired the guitar, I already had the pickup spot, everything was planned, and in the 11th hour I run into this problem, so this saved me. The plastic ended up being a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, so I ended up starting the holes with this Dremel tool. I used an old disc that was smaller so it would be easier to do fine detail and control it. And then when I had it almost all the way through, I went back with the X-Acto knife and finished making the holes. This is the file set that I used to clean up the holes once they were in there. Like I said, I left a little bit of meat on there because it's easier to take it off than put it on. So I got these at Harbor Freight. They're pretty cheap.